partnership almost a year in the making as Goldie Floberg plans to buy one of Milestone's buildings to help local children and young adults who need high-intensity behavioral support services.
23 News reporter Anthony Ferretti talks with reps from both organizations about the need for the program and the services it will offer to its residents.
The plan is to use high-intensity behavioral support services to help those who have an intellectual developmental disability deal with issues like physical aggression and self-injury behavior.
As one door closes for Milestone, another one is open.
For nearly 4 decades, Milestone's used the Rockvale Children's Home to offer its patients high-intensity support services. It's since been discontinued because of low demand, but Goldie Floberg plans to buy Rockvale to expand these services.
It fills our heart, to say that this campus is going to continue a mission with a great agency.
John Pingo says Goldie Floberg already had a place in Rockford that dealt with high-intensity support, but when they switched to a community-based group home program, the need for more of these services became apparent.
There's been no shortage of referrals that we get, and we just have had to, unfortunately, continue to say, sorry, we can't meet those needs.
This program will use behavioral support services to help those who have an intellectual developmental disability deal with issues like physical aggression, self-injury behavior, and elopement.
Our ultimate goal is when these young individuals graduate out of this program, that they have multiple options as adults, that they just don't have to settle for whatever placement comes by.
Rockvale will be just one of 5 residential programs for children in the state offering high behavioral support for those with intellectual disabilities.
It's amazing. We're actually sitting down and having a cup of coffee face to face. What can happen?
The place will immediately have 5 people on campus and will expand to accommodate up to 25 people between 5 homes.
Thank you, Anthony. And Pingo says one improvement to the campus off of Rockton Avenue will be behavioral hardening of the homes to make the environment safer for residents with disabilities and behaviors.